All right, and welcome into our latest Garnet Trust exclusive brought to you by 360 Clean. I'm Wes Mitchell. He is Chris Clark, and you see him right there on your screen. A very special guest. He is former Oklahoma, soon-to-be South Carolina quarterback Spencer Rattler. Spencer, the Gamecock fans have been buzzing about you, man. We're thrilled to have you on. Welcome in, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just got out of the workout, trying to get right for this last month before I head up to South Carolina.
Definitely, man. Again, we appreciate you taking the time. And South Carolina fans, once you put out that tweet on December 13th, they've been talking about you on social media, and I don't believe you've done any interviews yet. So Carolina fans want to know, man, kind of take us through it a little bit. When you made this decision, what was it about the Gamecocks? How did you come to the conclusion that South Carolina is the right place for you with this next step in your career, man?
Yeah, for me, it was a spot where my family and I felt very comfortable. We knew Coach Beemer for the first 2 years. He coached at Oklahoma, was the tight ends coach, and we built a great relationship there. And Stogner as well. He coached Stogner, and him wanting to go to South Carolina and kind of putting that in my ear influenced me as well. Just because we've been boys since sophomore year in high school and committed together to Oklahoma, and now doing the same thing to South Carolina. So it's kind of crazy, how things turn out. But no, South Carolina, the offensive schemes, it's more of a pro style offense to where, you'll understand the lingo a little bit more and just overall better your game. And who doesn't want to play in the SEC? I mean, it's a great conference, the best conference of football. And you go out there and play in the SEC East with South Carolina, it's going to be a fun time. So, really that's what came to it. Coach Satterfield and me had a good talk about the schemes and stuff like that, and the players that are coming back and the guys we could get. It just sounded like a great opportunity to help this team.
So Spencer, yeah, thanks again for doing this, man. So walk us through the early stages of the process. Wes mentioned you hit the portal. When you did that, did you have some places in mind that you knew you wanted to take a look at, that you wanted to maybe go visit? Was South Carolina one of those initial ones, or did it come across, did that come on your radar a little bit later?
Yeah, no, South Carolina was always in my top five just because I knew Coach Beemer was there. I knew Stogner was very interested, and he was telling me that, when he got in the portal as well. So, yeah, I mean, I talked to other schools, had other schools in mind, but when it came to it, my heart told me go to South Carolina. So, I followed it, and I'm excited for it.
One thing we wanted to just clear up is, did you take any actual visits anywhere, from the time you hit the portal to the time you committed to South Carolina? Was it all virtual stuff, phone calls, or did you actually go, hit the road and go see anywhere?
I know everybody thinks I probably went to 4 different schools, all on Twitter saying I was in town and this and that. But no, we only did a virtual visit with South Carolina because once Stog went down there and told me how great it was, how he felt, what it was like, and his father as well. I was comfortable with that. I mean, I know they got top tier facilities. I know they got top tier coaches. I know it's a great city. Heard nothing but positivity about it. And so that's the virtual visit blew me away. I mean, Coach Beemer had all the staff on the call. It was very impressive. So that really tipped it off right there. And that made me comfortable in my decision. But no, I didn't visit anywhere in person.
Yeah, so we got that one officially cleared up. It was rumored that you were going to be in town at Columbia, so that never happened. But maybe, Spencer, give us a little insight on Coach Beemer, your relationship there. How, like you said, he was tight ends coach. How well did you know him when he was at Oklahoma? And then how has that relationship sort of continued once y'all started talking after the portal and once you started to get a feel for kind of his vision for you, the vision for the program? Just give us a little bit more insight maybe on you and Coach Beemer's relationship and how that's grown.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Coach Beemer was there my first 2 years. Obviously, we weren't in the film room together every single day because he was coaching tight ends. But, creating that relationship out on the practice field, game days, team hotels, we'd always have meetings together with the tight end groups and stuff like that. So his group was actually my leading receiver. Stog was my leading receiver for most of the year last year until he had got hurt. So, I mean, just having that, that relationship with him and his player, it seemed like a great setup to come play for him. And I love the path he's on right now. They played a great game yesterday. Everybody looked good on the field. Coach Beemer got soaked in Mayo. So that's a positive. That's a congrats to them. But yeah, his vision is just very, very focused, very dialed in on, making South Carolina the best team it can be. I don't think, he's too focused on getting too far ahead, but just building each day and each day. And that's something that is very impressive with Coach Beemer. Is he's got a great relationship with his players. He knows how to communicate well and get these guys hyped to go. And he got me excited to come to South Carolina, and we made it work. It was a great decision, I think.
Yeah, Spencer, saw your tweets yesterday on the Mayo Bowl win, and I want to get into that a little bit more. But since you mentioned it, what were your thoughts on Coach Beemer taking the Mayo bath? And what's your review of Mayo? Would you take the Mayo bath? Would you rather just maybe eat it? Do you hate Mayo? Like, where are you at on this?
I mean, Coach Beemer got poured all in that Mayo. I'm not a big Mayo fan. Don't like the taste, don't like the smell, and I'm sure he didn't like it all over him either, especially after getting hit in the top of the head with the bowl they had. But not a big mayonnaise guy, but who knows? I might like it a little more.
You would take it if it meant a win, right?
I would take it for a win.
Yeah, 100%. Right.
Yes,
right. I figured so. All right, so to the actual game though. You mentioned how that was a big win. What did you think of just how the team played, specifically, offensively in terms of scheme, execution, some of your future teammates that you'll be playing with? What were your more detailed thoughts on the bowl game itself?
Yeah, so I was traveling back from Minnesota to Arizona, and we caught the last, I want to say, second half, some of the second quarter and second half of the game before we took off on the flight, and they were up, I want to say 17-0 or 17-3, and then they kept rolling. The offense looked good. DK looked good. Zeb looked good. Jaheim Bell went crazy. I mean, just watching those guys make those plays against a good North Carolina team and a QB I know very well, and Sam Howell, it was a good feeling knowing this is the school I'm going to. This is the situation I'll be going to. It's a big win for the program to set things up for next year. And the overall scheme and overall team looked like they were hungry and excited.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously some of your teammates, and you were showing some love to Jaheim Bell there on Twitter. Have you had a chance? Obviously, anytime a new quarterback comes in, you're going to start to build that relationship with your teammates. Have you had a chance to maybe start talking with some of those guys? What has that been like to go ahead and kind of reach out and start to just build some relationships and friendships with your future teammates?
Yeah, no, we've all caught up. I've caught up with most of the guys through Instagram and DMs and getting their numbers just so we could, create that relationship. We've been talking about how we're going to get up there whenever we get back and start putting in that work to get ready for spring ball and summer workouts and, soon the season. So this thing's going to go by quick, and the season's going to be here quick. And I'm excited to just get up there and start to really create those relationships with the guys and see what we can do.
Now, you covered, your thoughts on some of your current teammates, connecting with them, getting to know them a little bit more before you get to Columbia. But what about some current targets that the Gamecock coaching staff is still recruiting in this 2022 class? We know that there's some transfer portal activity going after some guys out there. Which guys, if any, have you been active in trying to recruit and kind of throwing your recruiting hat on for the Gamecocks?
Yeah, there's been I'm not going to drop too many names, but there's been a few guys that, I've been trying to get to come play for our team. And I know you guys have seen Cohen. I've been trying to get him as well. The coaches like what he's doing. And, really there's a lot of pieces we could grab and make this team better. So I'm just going to do as the coaches want me to recruit. And I'm going to do my best job. Same with Stog as well. Better
recruiter, Austin or his dad? Because Coach Beemer and Austin both gave Mr. Stogner a whole lot of credit for helping get you to Columbia.
Austin and his dad were talking to, me and my dad for weeks about it. And it's a great family. Him and his dad are very, compassionate about what they do and what they want to do. And, we've known each other for years now. So, we're comfortable to, let each other know what we think would be best for us and best for this team. So, yeah. They're both very good recruiters. They really got my head on South Carolina, them and Coach Beemer. So, yeah, they're really both recruiters. I'll put them on an even level.
Okay, you're going with the politically correct answer, I guess. There,
Stog's a little more pressure. He takes a little little more, hey, bro, come on, South Carolina, let's do it. We're going to do something special. That was Stog calling me up every day, letting me know. And I was taking my time at first, and then there's just like a certain moment that clicked. And he texted me, and I said, hey, let's call Coach Beemer. We called Coach Beemer on a 4-way call and let him know, and he was exuberant. I think you guys saw the interview about him screaming at outside in his house, but that was a good feeling to see that, emotion come out of him.
Yeah, what was Beemer say? Like, was it just like a full out just primal yell or something? What was Beemer doing?
I think he was in his house, and we had called him. We're like, "What's up, Coach?" And I think we got some good news for you. He's like, "Oh, really? Okay. What is it?" We go, "Yep, we're coming to South Carolina." So me and Stock said that, and he goes, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" He's like, "Don't be playing with me." And we're like, "Yeah, Coach. So let's make it happen." And he got up, went outside. He goes, "Man, y'all didn't just make my day. You made my Christmas." So that was a good feeling to see that emotion come out of him.
And that was the same day that y'all ended up, I guess, tweeting it out that night?
Yeah, we tweeted it out that night. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool, man. So let's move this thing forward. What I know you said you were getting back from, I guess, Minnesota. You've been training.
Yes,
when do you arrive at South Carolina officially as far as move in? And what is the process, going back these last couple of weeks and then moving forward the next couple of weeks? What are you doing to kind of get ready?
Yeah, so I'll get out there early January and just, try to find a place, get settled in, look around the city, feel it out because I haven't been there yet. But I'll officially be there end of January, February 1st-ish. So I got about another month of hard work out here in Arizona. It's good because we got the strength coaches at South Carolina communicating with my strength coaches out here. So, I got a good group of people who do a great job with working out and conditioning and quarterback coaches, all that. So we like to get work in 4 to 5 times a week and just get as good as we can, try to hit all those deficiencies and get ready for that next step here in about a month, going down there to Columbia.
Spencer, when you're working out, 4 to 5 times a week, you said, I know you train hard. What are those things that you mentioned? You even used the word deficiencies. Like, what is it that you're looking to do in the course of your training to kind of take your game up even another level next season? What are the things you're honing in on?
Yes, sir. The main thing for me is just I want to create that explosiveness in my lower body to create that speed, create that movement on the field to where it's hard to be tackled so you can extend plays and be more of a threat on the ground. I've always been able to run, but I think last year I didn't hit, what I wanted to in the run game, man. That's something I'm taking to the next level this year. That's the plan. That's what the plan has been with my trainers, everything. So that's the main thing is just hitting that lower body, getting it explosive, getting that speed up, and then also the mental side of the game. Having to understand a whole new playbook and lingo and offense. I'm going to take the board work for this next month and get down this playbook and get as good as I can at it.
Yeah, you've talked earlier, Spencer, about just the pro style scheme and going into this new playbook and stuff like that. I was wondering what do you want to show like NFL scouts on the field this year? What are kind of your motivating factors, going into this season with South Carolina?
My number one factor is just to help this team win games, help this team succeed, and that'll continue to be my number one motivational factor all throughout the year. The personal stuff that'll come with team success for everybody, not just me. So that'll stay as my number one factor, just making this team as good as we can, going in there, competing, learning, creating those relationships with my guys. And that'll be the motivational factor all year.
And going back to the scheme, Spencer, you mentioned the board work and conversations with the staff. What have you been told to expect from the scheme? Like how much have you seen of what the staff has done, wants to do, and even just bringing you into the mix, maybe even some new things? Like what is there to expect offensively?
Yeah, to start, it's a whole different communication at the line, a whole different communication with signals and stuff like that with this type of offense. At Oklahoma, we did just a couple signals, and it was not typically pro style, but this is more of a pro style offense, as we all know, and the lingo and just how you control the huddle. We'll be in a huddle. I'll be under center more, having to get those 5-step, 7-step and play action under centers down, which shouldn't be too bad. I've trained that for a while with my quarterback coach, but obviously changing a whole new system in college, you're going to have to learn it. And so I'd say those things are the main, main factors into learning this playbook and how it'll be different. And also, the progression based and how the progression base will be in this offense. So just understanding that and getting with Coach Satterfield and, learning step by step, each play and each scheme.
I know you mentioned Stog earlier. Did the two of you get together and throw it all just out there? Are y'all going to see each other between now and when y'all arrive at Columbia? And also, I was just wondering, we asked him what his scouting report of you. Can you give us a little insight, a little scouting report of Stogner?
Yeah, for sure. We might try to get together one time here within this month and throw, but me and him already, been connected for years now, so that connection should be all right. We'll work it when we get up there. But Stog as a player is just a total mismatch on the field. He's 6'6", about 250, 255. He's really got his speed down. Ever since he got hurt, he's worked on that knee and that lower half, and he's got very explosive, and his routes are very crisp for somebody that big. He's a mismatch one-on-one. You could put it up, in the end zone. I'm sure like a lot of you guys saw last year when he was playing. And, just a total mismatch. He reminds me of a Gronkowski type. Can just overpower you on his stride and catch the ball and get vertical, and people really don't want to tackle him up high. So one thing, though, I need to tell him to hurdle a little bit more. He needs to work on that hurdle game.
All right, so away from the field for this last one from me, Spencer, is I know football takes up most of your time, I would assume, right, between training, playing, practicing during the year, academics, obviously, at school as a college student athlete. But what does Spencer Rattler do in the little free time that you might have? Any hobbies, any non-football stuff that you like to get into?
Yeah, for me, when I'm not, playing football, practicing, working out, I'm usually just chilling at the house, watching Netflix or playing the game with my boys, hang out with the guys and get some food, really do anything. I don't do too much. I'm not super special in that sense. I mean, really just kind of relax, rest, and just have a good time away from football.
Yeah, you mentioned Netflix, so it jogged my memory, man. What was that like being a high school kid and have the Netflix special? Was that surreal? Like, what was it like behind the scenes, just kind of taking all that in as a high school kid? That's a lot, I'm sure, to kind of go through at that point in like your young life, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was a kid. I was 16, 17 years old. We were just having fun back then with me and the guys, and really it was a good experience. I learned a lot of things from it. But yeah, I was young. I was having fun in high school with my guys, and so it wasn't anything too crazy, too obsessive over. It was just was what it was. It was a good time.
Yeah, man. So, final question we got here for you. Obviously, when you dropped the news on December 13th, you set Twitter on fire, at least as far as like Gamecock Twitter goes. What was that like to see the reaction from the fan base? And then finally, we asked Stog the same thing. Do you have a message that you just want to deliver to South Carolina fans who have like supported you or looking forward to watching you play in person for the first time? If you look at the screen right now, what would you want to tell those Gamecock fans who are going to come watch you play this year?
Yeah, I would tell, our fans that you're getting a guy who's going to go 110% every time he's on the field, going to be a loyal teammate, support his guys, go compete every second on that field and hopefully help the team win and succeed. That's the main thing. This year, the goal is to keep the main thing, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get better. We're going to grind. We're going to become a unit. And, I'm just going to create those relationships and be a great teammate with these guys and have some fun.
He is Spencer Rattler. This has been a Garnet Trust exclusive with Spencer Rattler, presented by our good friends at 360 Clean. We appreciate 360 Clean making this happen. They are the folks that made this possible. So shout out to them. Shout out to Spencer for taking some time. Enjoyed the 20 minutes, man. Enjoyed getting to know you, and we'll see you in Columbia. Okay, man?
Yes, sir. See you guys in Columbia.